Welcome back to Voice of Faith. Today we discover something life-changing. Paul's secret to joy in any circumstance. Philippians chapter 1, verses 18 through 26 reveal the foundation of unshakable joy. And it's simpler than you think. Yes, and I will continue to rejoice. For I know that through your prayers and God's provision, what has happened to me will turn out for my deliverance. For to me, to live is Christ and to die is gain. Paul doesn't say I hope to rejoice. He says I will continue to rejoice. This isn't wishful thinking. This is a decision rooted in something deeper than feelings. Here's the first truth. Joy is not a feeling you wait for. It's a choice you make. Paul chose joy even in chains because his joy wasn't based on his circumstances. Then Paul says something revolutionary. To live is Christ, not to live is success. Not to live is comfort. To live is Christ. This is the secret. What does it mean that to live is Christ? It means Christ is your purpose, your identity, your source, your joy, your everything. When Christ is your life, nothing can take your joy away. And then he adds, to die is gain. Most people fear death, but Paul saw it as gain. Why? Because death meant being with Christ fully. No more distance. No more struggle. Just Christ. Paul faced a beautiful dilemma. I am torn between the two. I desire to depart and be with Christ. Which is better by far? But it is more necessary for you that I remain. Paul wanted to be with Christ, that was his heart's desire. But he chose to stay for the sake of others. This is love in action. Choosing to serve even when heaven is calling. Convinced of this, I know that I will remain and continue with all of you for your progress and joy in the faith. Paul was confident, not in himself, but in God's plan. What does this mean for your life today? First, your joy doesn't depend on your circumstances. It depends on Christ. When Christ is your life, you have joy even in trials because he never changes. Second, your life has purpose. You are here to advance the gospel and help others grow in faith. This gives meaning to every moment, even the hard ones. Third, death has lost its sting. For the believer, death is not the end. It's the beginning. To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So ask yourself today, is Christ truly my life? Or is he just part of my life? When he becomes your everything, joy becomes unshakable. In our next episode, we'll discover what it means to live worthy of the gospel, and how unity in Christ changes everything. Subscribe and share this with someone who needs to discover the secret to lasting joy. Thank you for being part of Voice of Faith. See you next time.